Hello and welcome to the Gooner Talk. We're back again with you guys for another show and the beginning of a brand new series, which I'm quite excited about because effectively this comes down to the age-old saying that if you want a job done, do it yourself. And the reason for that is because during this funny season where the season itself has finished and obviously silly season and transfer season is upon us, we see every single week and every day and every hour and every minute sometimes that news on Arsenal transfers comes from left and right, everywhere around the world, everywhere around Europe, and there's a lot of info, and usually it's sort of compacted into this condensed, short, small piece of info. It tells you how much the player's worth, who is he, what has he done previously, is it going to happen, who's he in competition with. Now, basically, I want to do that, but I want to give you guys a little bit extra, a little bit more. And so I want to start off with a player who we were linked to today in the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail linked us to the Spaniard Ferran Torres. Now, Ferran Torres is someone who I'm already familiar with because back in February of this year, seems a long time ago now, when hopes were still alive for us Arsenal fans, I wrote an article on Ferran Torres. He's a really, really good, exciting young player playing for Valencia at the moment. And now we're linked with him. What I want to do is basically, in addition to giving you the link to the description, which is to the article there, the article is by Total Football Analysis, which is a fantastic website for breaking down loads of individual performances, matches. It's got their own podcast. Please go check it out. It's very, very good. But mainly, click on that link and read the article in full if you want some more info. But I'm going to condense that down, give you some visuals, and have a look into Ferran Torres as a player, what he could provide us with, what we should be looking to possibly even replace him with, and who he's in competition with, and then sort of giving it a sort of a likelihood score, shall we say. So let's dive in and talk about the Spaniard. So Ferran Torres, as I said, £25 million linked. He's got a £100 million buyout clause. He signed a new deal this season. Valencia clearly saw that they had a fantastic player on their books. He's from Valencia. Weird fact is that he's actually born on the 29th of February, which means he actually only celebrates his birthday once every 4 years. Weird fact. Doesn't affect his football anyway, you'll be glad to know. And that's good because what he produces on the pitch is absolutely excellent. If I give you some of the stats then, you know how we love stats these days. In La Liga this season, he has 24 appearances in the league, 2 goals and 1 assist, and 37 appearances in all competitions with 3 goals and 2 assists. I'm going to come on to what you might call the weaknesses of his game, and it certainly does boil down to some of those stats, but that's the background. In terms of where he's playing, he played 28 of his games in the league right wing, and then 7 on the left wing. So mainly a right-sided player, as you can see from this heat map. But he has got that versatility inside him. He has got the ability to play in multiple positions. And if we were weak, say, on that left-hand side due to injuries, you've got that player to come and cover him and bring him into that position. So moving forward then into sort of what he brings to the team. Now, as we know as Arsenal fans, we're crying out mainly for centre-backs because our defence is flawed beyond belief. We've got holes appearing everywhere else. And a lot of criticism that comes from Arsenal fans towards the likes of Mkhitaryan, Ozil in particular, is that they jog back. They don't really get involved with the defensive line of their duties. Now, in a game against Barcelona early in the season, in which Valencia failed to hold on to a 2-0 lead against the Catalonian side, Ferran Torres really showed that even at his young 19-year-old self, turning 20 in 2020, I used to keep track of that age, he basically was a fulcrum in this midfield on that left-hand side this time, pressing that Barcelona team, chasing the ball back. The energy was there. He's lightning quick in those positions. And with him in Arsenal's side, you'd see a lot more chasing back, a lot more energy, a lot more running. And that's certainly something that he could bring to that team. Closing down players, winning the ball back, working in the triangles. And those triangles and those defensive formations are really, really effective, even against the likes of Lionel Messi. Moving forward to though the nitty-gritty stuff and the meat and the gravy about an attacking footballer, obviously, is what he brings to the side going forward. So what his main ability I see in something that he's really grown with, really improved with, is his crossing. His crossing has been fantastic. It's improved massively in the time that he's been there. The end result, admittedly, not been too great, but that could be down to the fact that Valencia aren't blessed, should I say, with the tallest of strikers in Rodrigo and Gamero. but he does provide a lot from those wide positions. And in 2017-18, he was only at about 21.5% in terms of its success rate of those crosses. It was an area that needed developing at only 17, 18 years of age, but he did that. He moved forward, and at the time that I wrote the article, not only had he improved to that point in 2018-19 season, but he'd more than doubled his success rate of crosses, and it became a 50% success rate for crossing, meeting the target on several occasions. Unfortunately, not so many converted. He was trying more crosses. It wasn't a case he was being more conservative. Back in the season before, it was only just over 3 per game, and he moved up to over 4 in each of those matches. So you can clearly see he's got a drive to try and improve, a drive to get his crossing more important to his game and more succinct and more accurate, and he's achieved that and done that. So you've got a player at 19 years of age pushing forward what you need, the abilities of a winger. And it's not only the fact that he's got this crossing ability, but he tries it in different positions. He can do it to the byline, he can do it from more deeper positions, as you can see in the graphic there. And moving forward, as an Arsenal side, you know how we like to get to the byline like Kolasinac does, or like Bellerin does, or Maitland-Niles, and play that ball across. But we have lacked a little diversity. We've lacked that unpredictability. And Torres and the different amount of ability in his crossing that he could bring to that wide positions in the Arsenal team could be really invaluable to our side moving forwards. So, in terms of his dribbling, he's a really, really confident guy. As I said, very young, 19 years of age. And when you're at that age and you're playing in La Liga, what you do on the ball is extremely important. If you want to impress a manager like Marcelino, who's got blessed with some fantastically technical players in that side, as I said already, Rodrigo, Santi Mina, these guys are brilliant. Gonzalo Guedes, all these guys are really, really great on the ball. And Ferran Torres has shown his confidence moving forwards. He takes players on, he kicks the ball past them, uses the excellent pace to get in behind them, and has great ball control. Still, the decision-making is here and there, but it's fair to say. But you'd expect that from an experienced and young player. But he is going to be improving that season upon season as we move forward. Now, the weaknesses, as I mentioned, are unfortunately the sort of the outcome, the goals, the assists. He only got 2 goals in the league this season, and he only got 1 assist, with 3 goals and 2 assists out of all the competitions he played this year. But what you need to remember, and it seems to be the theme of this video, is that he is young. He's a very young guy. And that's seemingly what Raul Sanllehi and Vinay Venkatesham are really pushing to try and invest in and try and move forward with investing in youth, bringing youth through not only in the talents of the youth ranks at Colney, but also in what we bring in. We're being linked with Martinelli. I want to try and get a video up on him very soon as well. But Torres is someone that could come in and really grow and develop and really compete. We're already looking at, I mean, Reiss Nelson is obviously the main one you think of, right winger, can play on the left as well, did really well at the beginning of his time at Hoffenheim, but did drop off towards the end of the season. And I think a lot of people sort of missed that drop off and focused on the closed analysis of what was great at the start of the season, but now dropping off, maybe it is someone that we could look at and think, is he really going to be the guy that takes Arsenal forward? Who knows? But could we go out and for a bargain of between 20 and 25 billion, go out and snatch a real exciting prospect from one of Europe's top clubs, who if we miss out on now, we could afford not paying 100 million in the future, because that's how highly Valencia rate. That's why they put the 100 million buyout clause. And a lot of people turn around and say that these buyout clauses are put in there just to ward off anyone. Well, if anyone knows about how the Spanish league sets their buyout clause, we know that clubs like PSG come along to Barcelona and say, oh, what's that, 200 million for Neymar? Here you go. So they're not there just to ward off people. They are there as a valuation. And Valencia truly believe they've got a real exciting talent that is worth 100 million. And that's why he's agreed to sign on for that. Why would you sign on knowing that you could possibly be looking to get a move to a massive club in the future if your buyout clause is set so ridiculously high that they're never going to be able to snatch you from that team effectively? So he knows and he's confident in his own ability that he's willing to sign that contract with that buyout clause. But we're at the position where we could sign him, as reported, between 20 and 25 million pounds, which would be a really, really interesting and exciting move for Arsenal to bring this guy in. Please, in the comments, let me know what you think about Ferran Torres. As I said, the link to the article is in the description below. Give it a read, check it out. Check out some of the articles as well on the website, and Total Football Analysis itself is a really, really good website you should be looking at. This is an ad, by the way. I'll just write for them. So please do go check out. They've There's some really great stuff on there. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave a comment, leave a like if you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of Ferran Torres. Go check out some of his clips on YouTube, which will make him look like Messi, but still, it gives you a better insight into what he's like. We'll see you again very, very soon. Apologies about the review show. It will be out on Tuesday, so we should see you by then. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, of whatever the minutes that are left of it, and enjoy your week, first week back from work. Help me. See you later, guys, and as always, up the Arsenal.